So, yeah, it's 2026, and if you're a solo developer and your main skill is just knowing which AI tool to use, honestly, you're already behind. I mean, let's be real for a second. Tools are everywhere now. Everyone's got access to them. Everyone's running the same prompts, the same agents, the same workflows they saw on Twitter last week. What actually matters now is a totally different set of muscles. So in this one, I just want to break down the three skills that actually worth when you're building apps solo with AI, not the hype skills, not the AI stack of the month, the real stuff. Because, yeah, let's not waste time building the wrong muscles for what's coming next. Just real quick, I'm Daniel. I've been living in the iOS trenches for over 8 years. Started out freelancing, working with clients, bouncing between all sorts of projects. But after Dub 25, I went all in on solo dev life. Since then, I've crafted over 10 of my own apps, building a real solo app studio, multiple products, shared systems, long term thinking, started building everything in public. And honestly, right now, pretty much all my energy goes into turning solo development into a profitable studio that actually holds up over time. And yeah, I'm sharing all of that on Crafters Lab. It isn't just another tutorial site or some AI clone farm. This is my actual home base. It's for solo devs who want to use AI like a real teammate, not like a vending machine. And yeah, if you're still on Patreon, massive thanks. But heads up, everything's have moved over to crafterslab.dev. Come be part of the crew. So let's start off with hallucination because, no joke, anyone who uses AI tools every day knows they still hallucinate all the time. Doesn't matter if it's Claude Code, Cursor, Codex, Gemini, GPT. Pick your favorite, you're going to hit that wall. What most people don't realize, though, is that it's not just about catching bugs after the fact. It's about building up this sixth sense for when the agent is getting too confident or just making stuff up. You got to almost debug the AI as you go. For me, that means keeping a running scratch pad, copy pasting weird outputs into check this later note, and having a healthy amount of skepticism baked into my flow. Sometimes I'll run the same prompt through two agents just to see if their answers even line up, or honestly, just to get a vibe check when something feels off. And yeah, sometimes you just got to say, wait, pause. Did it just hallucinate that entire protocol? Is this Swift, or is the model just spitballing? It happens more than I'd like to admit. The only way to get better is to lean into that feeling, slow down when it feels too smooth, and double check your assumptions. Honestly, if I could time travel and teach my earlier self one thing, it's this. Every session with an agent is part code, part fact check. The agents are amazing, but they don't care about your bugs. That's your job. Get good at catching what doesn't add up, and suddenly you're not cleaning up messes all night. You're steering the whole project. So here's the next one. And yeah, it's honestly the one I wish I'd picked up earlier. Systems thinking. Not just knowing the tools, but designing the system around them. I used to think if I just learned every new agent, kept up with the new models, the new plugins, the endless skills and MCP updates, I'd somehow be ahead. But real talk, the solo devs I see actually surviving are the ones who build systems that outlive whatever tool is hot this month. For me, this means investing time into workflows that stay stable even if one tool breaks or gets nerfed. Stuff like keeping a living rules.md, onboarding new agents with the same ritual, or setting up Notion databases and Scratch files so I'm not tied to a single platform. I want to be able to swap Claude for Codex or Cursor for Gemini and not have my whole process melt down. You scale by building scaffolding. It's the how more than the what. If you've got a process for documenting decisions, storing weird edge cases, and breaking big features into agent-ready chunks, you're way less likely to get burned by tool churn. Plus, the more you think in systems, the less you're scrambling every time an agent gets new/commands or starts acting up. Not gonna lie, it took a bunch of failed launches, half-built side projects, and wait, where did my context go? Moments to realize it. But the more I build my own system, the less stressful the AI agent circus feels. The tech will keep changing. Your system should keep you shipping. And Yeah, the third one is the hardest to teach, but maybe the most important now, judgment. The skill of knowing when to use AI, when to craft something yourself, and when to just skip automation entirely. This is where most of us get stuck. There's this pull to automate everything, to prompt it out because, hey, the tool is right there. It's fast. But honestly, some parts of the build just need a human touch. Some parts are all about the craft, the UX tweak, the onboarding copy, the little delight in a flow that makes your app feel like it has a soul. And other times, it's just about curation, figuring out which bits to automate and which bits need your actual lived experience behind them. The judgment part is, yeah, kind of an art. You got to look at a problem and ask, is this worth engineering, or can I gen it and move on? Or does it need my weird indie twist to actually stand out? There's still a ton of arbitrage in 2026. Most people haven't figured out how easy it is to automate the repetitive stuff, but the skill is knowing when not to automate, when to step in and just do it yourself. Every time I mess this up, when I lean too hard on an agent and the result is generic, or when I handcraft something I should have automated, I make a note. That feedback loop is the only way to actually level up your judgment muscle. And for what it's worth, every indie dev I know is still learning this one. It's not about never using AI, but about picking your spots. And yeah, maybe this year, the skill isn't how do I automate everything, but how do I know what's worth my time and what's best left to the tools? So, yeah, if you're still hanging out here with me, honestly, you're a legend. No joke. I mean, you ever feel like half the internet's just chasing whatever tool dropped last week? Look, I know how easy it is to get caught in the hype loop. There's always going to be a new agent, a flashier model, some YouTube short promising you'll ship 10 apps before breakfast. Yeah, right? But for what it's worth, the solo devs I see actually surviving, the ones still building a year from now, are just the folks getting a little bit better at these three skills. Not chasing trends, just building something that sticks. And honestly, if you're tired of the tool roulette, maybe this is your cue to try something new, or at least go a little deeper. And yeah, check out crafterslab.dev. It's not just some tutorial dump, it's not another AI clone farm, it's honestly my home base. I built it for solo devs who treat AI like a real teammate, not just a button you smash when you're stuck. And it's packed. You get full walkthroughs, like actual short video tutorials, notes from the trenches, and yeah, straight up downloadable zips you can drop right into your project. The real magic is in the crew. Members get to actually riff in the comments, ask follow ups, go back and forth, and yeah, that's just the start. Because the real core is the Notion team spaces, my live playbook, the real command center, all the dashboards for every app, agentready.md files, every weird prompt library, all the exact systems I use to keep my solo workflow moving with AI. There's a full curated Swift and Swift UI library in there too. Not just random files, but the actual stuff I use to fine tune models and build out my own custom MCPs for Claude Code, for Cursor, all of it. If you want to get your hands on the resources I actually rely on day to day, it's all sitting there, not just for watching, but for remixing into your own stack. And then, of course, there's Ops Lab. That's honestly my favorite part. It's where I build and share all my AI agent systems, Notion templates, the workflows, automations, all wired up and ready for you to copy, tweak, totally break, and make your own. The whole point is to keep the indie stack connected so you don't feel like you're building in a silo, even if you're solo at the keyboard. So, yeah, if you want to get in before it gets busy and prices start moving, now's kind of the sweet spot. The crew's still small, super hands on, and honestly, it feels way more like a behind the scenes dev lounge than some giant, faceless forum. Would love to see you in there, swap some stories, maybe even learn something from what you're building next. All right, that's it for me. Keep crafting, keep shipping, and Happy New Year. Peace.